Good morning, diamonds and beams. Okay. This is something I'm dreading talking about. You already know what we're about to talk about. So, let's get it started. Stay tuned. Alright, so let's talk about marriage. Now, speaking as a woman who's been married, all I could say is it takes a lot of work. And then you start the relationship. Here's how mine started, okay? My husband would, when I first met him, and I'm not going to tell you how we met because it was a weird story. And after we met, he took me to places that I've never been before. And what I mean by that is he took me to like bars and stuff, and keep in mind I was just like learning about these things, okay? Now, the first time that we had sex, it was my first time, okay? So I lost my virginity to him. At the moment I was happy. And then came the big day. Well, one of the big days. So what happened was he was on the phone making like certain phone calls around, and he was like, I was kind of like following him, and I got this weird vibe. So I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So like I was like, okay, whatever, I'll leave it alone. And we just went out. So we went to this hotel, and after we went to this hotel, I thought he dropped something. So he got down on one knee, and I'm like, what the hell are you looking for? You know what I mean? Like, what are you looking for? So he dropped down to one knee, he went in his back pocket, he pulled out a ring, and I was like, oh my god. And I was in shock because he was proposing to me. So after the proposal, I was like, yes. And it took a year for me to plan my wedding. And the only thing that he had to do was just go get the tux and show up. That was his job. Me and my girls, we took care of everything. So it's the wedding day, and I'm like nervous, and I'm getting dressed, and my brother's friend, and we went to like 2 places for me to get dressed, okay? So I woke up that morning, and I was having an anxiety attack, and my mother was there, my deceased grandmother was there, and keep in mind, my wedding day was her birthday. So, like I said, I was having an anxiety attack, and she says to me, if you don't want to get married, let me know now. I'm going to stop the wedding. I was like, no, I want to do this. And I was young, dumb, and in love. Ooh, the baby just kicked, y'all. And I'm in my brother's house, and I'm getting dressed. My mother is helping me getting dressed, and my brother's friend happens to walk in. While I'm pulling up my dress, and I'm holding it like this, and, you know, he's like, whoops. So that was one thing. And then I remember I was staring out the window after I was in my gown, and the photographer, he's like taking pictures, and I'm sitting there, like standing there, and I'm thinking, this is really happening. And he just keeps taking his pictures and pictures and pictures. And I said to him, I was like, do you really think this is a moment I want to remember? That's what I said to him, the photographer. Anyways, we get to the church, and as we get to the church, we had 4 limos, okay? Now, one of the limos broke down on the way to the church. And then, I'm just sitting in the limo. I'm sitting in the limo at the church. And then something in me just stopped. Okay, it stopped. And I'm like, I was kind of hesitant on getting out of the limo. And then the photographer guy, he says to my husband-to-be that, oh, she's not coming. And he's freaking out, and he just says, I'm just joking. She's in the limo. I swear to God, I could have punched him. So anyways, that was just part of the wedding. The reception. Let's talk about the reception, okay? So we're at the reception, we're having fun, and it's time for me to throw the flowers. And I refuse to throw the flowers, okay? I refused to throw them. Why? Because my sister wasn't there. She was MIA, and I said, I'm not throwing my flowers until my sister gets here. So the DJ, he's like paging my sister. And she finally comes in. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready. So I throw my flowers up in the air. And guess what happened? They broke into 1,000,000 pieces. Okay? So that was just another disaster that happened. And I'm thinking these are all signs that maybe my marriage isn't going to work. And I was like, fuck it, whatever. It's just one of those days. So after that, we go to the hotel. We're both drunk out of our mind. I wake up the next morning with the killer hangover. Oh my God. Let's talk about the relationship during the marriage. So both of you have to take into consideration each other's feelings. And obviously there's going to be compromises. And there's going to be good times and bad times in your marriage. But you should fight through it. And be each other's support system. Okay? Just basically be each other's ride or die system. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go. If you enjoyed this vlog, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And also write a comment in the comment section. And tell me what you think of my wedding story.